Introduce
Oh,
myself.
hang on. Hello, hello, everybody. It's me again, Katrina. Another episode of Ask Me Anything. And this episode will be a little bit different, a little bit more special because I have a special guest with me tonight. Actually, I was about to guest on her go live, but due to some technicalities, some technical difficulties, we decided to just go live here on my page and we'll just share it on her business page as well. And I'm so happy and excited to have somebody, to hop on in here on my go live because I usually do mine like solo. So this is special. And I want you guys to also learn from this session. One of the most common questions that we have, especially for career moms. By the way, if this is the first time you're seeing me, I'm Katrina, and I help career moms, might make life changing money online. That's what we love to do as well. And if you're watching this live on a replay, comment live or replay and let us know where you're tuning in from so we know how global we are. So without further ado, I would like to introduce with you to you guys my one of my new business partners and also a career mom who's based in New York, and she is kind of be playing hosts, co-host, also guest at the same time. Please welcome on stage Patricia, all the way from New York. Oh, look at your background. Hi, Pat.
Hello, hello. Good night, Catherine. Katrina.
Yes, yes.
Greetings to everyone around the world from east to west, north to south.
Uh-huh.
Yes, so I am going to introduce myself for those who haven't met me or known me before. Hello,
Mhm.
my name is Patricia Peters, and I'm a mom and a wife who had a diverse and fulfilling journey over the past 25 years. Originally from Guyana, I've been living in New York for over 2.5 decades. My career path has been equally diverse, starting as an educator and a caregiver before transitioning into the financial industry. Currently, I'm proud to hold the position of a lead trainer for a major green energy company where I'm passionate about promoting sustainability and environmental consciousness. Additionally, I recently ventured into the world of online digital business, all due to this woman next to me. I am a digital business owner, a new and exciting chapter that I've been exploring for the past 4 months. I'm thrilled to continue growing and learning in this evolving field. And without any further ado, I would like to introduce my coach and mentor. And here we go. Meet Katrina Luna-Umali, the dynamic and inspiring coach who has worn many hats throughout her career. From working in an insurance administrative office, TV personnel, nursing, and now a digital business owner, Katrina has always been driven to succeed. Not as a mother of Now as a mother of three boys, she has found her true calling as a coach, mentor, and a popular digital business owner. With over 1,000 businesses under her belt, Katrina has proven herself to be a force to be reckoned with. In this online business world, when she's not busy helping others achieve their goals, Katrina can be found traveling the world and enjoying the rewards of her hard work. Join her on this incredible journey as she continues to lead and inspire those around her. Let's welcome the most famous and popular coach, Katrina Luna Umali.
Yay! Wow, what a wonderfully written introduction. Oh my gosh, I feel so. Oh my gosh, is that me? Thanks for that, Pat. I am humbled. I'm honored. Um, and sometimes, yeah, it takes somebody, another person like you to kind of also makes me give myself a little pat on the back. Like, it's been 5 years since I started the business. Um, and all I wanted to do back then was, earn a little extra from home because I was on my mat leave. Little did I know, like when you said, like I've got like 1,000 businesses, like 1,000 business partners in my team. it's that's kind of hard to digest still at times.
No worries.
Because I'm just your regular big dreamer mom, just like you, just like a lot of parents, also moms watching right now. By the way, we do have one of our coaches also in our community, Coach Michelle. Hello, hello.
Hello,
Thanks for
hello, Michelle.
watching. Yes, and I just saw your new hair makeover. I love that. It suits you well, so that's good. Thanks for watching. Yeah, so thank you for for having the time to invite me to share also with not just my viewers, my followers on my page, but also of course to those people who are following your page or maybe remotely interested, like what is Patricia doing, right? So thank you for having me here.
All right. So today I'm here to do a very special interview with my coach and mentor, and she is the guest of honor. So you guys can sit back, relax, and enjoy the few minutes with us. So, my
Thank you.
first question to her is, what inspired you to venture into online digital marketing, and what drives your passion for it?
Mhm.
You've achieved remarkable success. What keeps you motivational or motivated to continue growing and pushing boundaries?
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for that wonderful question. Just like a beauty queens. I have my little cheat sheet here. I know you've sent me that ahead, so I do appreciate that. So I started this 5 years ago. I was actually, before I went into my maternity leave, I was so scared. I was so anxious because here in Canada, we're very grateful because we have what you call the employment insurance. So it's like some like government benefits like you use when you're in between jobs. So either when you got laid off, you're looking for another job, or when you're on your parental leave, you can use that. So yes, that's deducted from our salary. So when we're in that season of our employment, we can get benefits like usually half 55% of whatever salary we're receiving from the government prior to our leave. So I was about to get into my maternity leave, and I know for a fact my salary would be like almost halved. And then my husband was a full-time student for his second career in the early childhood education, and we applied for a government assistance as well, like a student loan also from the government. So I kind of think of it like we left our careers in the Philippines, like the ones that you mentioned, with TV production, nursing, life insurance. My husband was also pretty stable. Like he has a 15-year track, like in his TV career as well. So we're pretty much comfortable, but we had like bigger dreams, especially for our kids. I think as parents, you can, a lot of us can relate, right? So I got scared, like, oh my gosh, how we will be able to survive, like family of five, living on literally government support. Like we left our
Oh,
careers,
mhm.
and then that wasn't really a dream. Like I know it's just a season, like the transitional, but just the thought of being in that season, like it's just hard to accept in a way. So I was like, oh my gosh, Lord, we're already 3 years here in Canada, moving here. Yes, we're earning dollars, but we're also spending dollars. So
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, Lord, show me something. Like, I have that prayer. So that really was just the initial goal, just to earn something extra, something supplementary that can, support us during that 1 year of maternity leave. I was looking for something that I know online is the way, like it's flexible, but not really a business. I was just looking for something I can do like online, like English tutoring, because I did that also when I was as a nursing student. Like when I was transitioning to my nursing career, I was thinking, oh, maybe I can also teach Japanese, because I taught like Japanese students back then, like from all ages, from kindergarten to like 80-year-old students. Sometimes they just wanted someone to chat with to practice their English. I was thinking maybe I can do that, but then like you have to be there physically. And if I would be teaching Japanese students, that's like opposite time zones. So it's gonna be like, how will I do that? I have like a newborn, and I
No
don't have like
worries. Yeah, that's
I
tough. Yeah.
was like I don't have anybody else but just my husband, and he's also busy with the studies. So it's a challenge. I was like, okay, what do I do? So I really prayed, like, oh my God, Lord, like, show me something different. I know I needed to do something different to be able to have different results. You know, it's logical, right? But sometimes it's very hard to process. And I thought like the only way to get ahead in life is to have multiple titles, multiple letters after your name, like, you know, do masterals, things like that. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm all for education, like, you know, it exposes you to a lot of opportunities, right? But
Absolutely.
it's not the end all and be all. That's what I would, for me personally, because I got like 2 degrees and was like, okay, we're still living on the edge, right? So that was the initial. Sorry, what was the other part? Yeah, so that really
Remarkable
made me
success.
inspired and like really pushed me to look for something different. And then after like a few weeks, a couple of weeks after that prayer, I remember that was December, and I was about to take my maternity leave February. I gave birth like Feb 12. So I saw an ad like early January, you know, a lot of ads. Well, back then it's just a few ads. I was like, what is this all about? Like I saw a couple talking about digital marketing, and then they're talking about faith ministry, how they're able to help others, and they're like they wanted to help more while they were full time employed. Like um, one is the wife is in finance with the government of Calgary, like city of Calgary
Yeah.
here in
Yeah.
Canada, and the other one, he's a manager of a company. So like okay, like pretty decent jobs, like high paying jobs, but they still ventured into digital marketing. I was like, okay, this is interesting, and they talked about faith ministry, but a little part of me was also like, is this true? Like, how can this be true? Like, you know, because we're not used to it, right? And but then a part of me is also thinking like, if these people are, you know, doing something not good,
Mhm.
why are they like posting their faces, their families, you know, here
Right.
in Canada or anywhere? I think now with the power of internet, I can just report them, right? Because I snooped, because I got curious.
Yeah.
Even before finishing the post or the ad, I actually click on their profile. I snoop on their last few
That's what I did to
pictures.
you.
There you go. Like, oh my gosh, what are these couple doing? Like, what is this even real? I was like, okay. And then I went back to the video and then I watched it, and they showed other people, you know, having success.
Yeah.
Okay. So that didn't leave my mind. Like, okay, I registered for the webinar, and it took me a while to finish it, like I think a week, because I was like busy. And then oh, most spirit, all of us are busy, right? So I watched the webinar in a span of a week, like whenever I am on my commute to work. So I would watch 10 minutes, and then when I have signal under on the platform of the train, and then when it goes under, I would lose signal, and then I would continue again in the morning the next day. So I was able to finish in 1 week.
Well,
um
I'm glad you did because you got me here.
there you go, right? We all have our own
That
stories,
was that
right?
was that was a very very industrious answer, and yeah, I appreciate it. Have you ever thought of writing a book, The Life of Miss O'Malley?
Um, you know what? That's a very interesting question. It crossed my mind actually just recently. Like, you know, maybe something that can inspire a fellow mom like me, or maybe
Yeah.
something that I can also pass on to my children, something like that. But yeah, it's maybe, but you know, thank you for asking that. That got me thinking again. You know, maybe just
So
a short, like maybe thin book like this, like, you know, it doesn't have to be like,
So, for the viewers out there who are watching and who will be watching soon, we are having an interview with my coach and mentor, Katrina O'Malley. And this is your second question.
yes, and I just want to say hello as well. We have other viewers here. Hi, Jocelyn. Thank you. Oh, also from Toronto. Hey, Aman. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I think there's a little typo here. Please know I'm here in Toronto, Canada. Patricia is
New
in
York.
New York right now in the U.S. But this is, you know, this is global. We have business partners from all over the world. It just so happened that we're both here in North America. There you go. Yes, for the second question.
So, you've successfully mentored over 1,000 individuals. What do
Mhm.
you believe is the key to your coaching success? Can you share particularly impactful success story from one of your mentees? How do
Yes.
you balance mentoring, coaching, and your own business endeavors?
Hmm. I would say I am still a work in progress, like every single day, because this is uh a human to human, business. I think all businesses are, at the end of the day, it's building one relationship, one person at a time. I didn't expect, to be honest, like having like business partners from all over the world. Although I do have a lot of coaches as well who are working with me in my team. And of course, I won't take like all the credit. Like I just one of them, like creating my own ripples. And then so whatever I learn, I just try to also duplicate that. I just also try to share that, because I feel like the more I share, the more I am pushed to learn. Because okay, I've shared this knowledge. Now I needed to gain more knowledge to share with other people. And I think, just giving back, it apart from it feels good, like, I think it blesses you more as well,
Right.
tenfold when you share whatever you have. And there's no like really scarcity, like we always, it puts me in an abundance mentality when you share, when you always share what you know, your learnings, your wisdom. You tend to discover more, and I also learn from them. So it's basically, yeah, that relationship of learning from each other, helping each other. And I love this quote by Zig Ziglar. He said, you can get anything you want in life, as long as you help, enough other people get what they want, right? And that's my realization. That was like, as I mentioned earlier, the initial goal was, I think for most of us here, it's just to earn a little extra.
Yeah.
So whatever that comes beyond that is like actually like so much cherries on the top already, so much bonuses, like learning, like, personal growth and development, and sharing that with others, empowering others, other parents. Like, hey, if you're a career mom, like, both of us here, and a lot of career parents, career moms watching this right now, we're always pulled from all different directions in terms of our careers, like managing our own teams, our own like personal development in our own jobs. And then all of a sudden here, I thought I was just going to do it like all by myself. But
Hmm.
it made me feel like, oh, I'm part of a community. And, although the training site is accessible 24/7, I can do it at my own pace, but the kids are asleep. But the fact that I'm learning from others, like their like mastermind recordings, I'm learning from other mentors and coaches as well, what worked for them, and then apply what worked, what would it work, what can be improved on,
Yeah.
and then basically applying what works for me, and testing what can work, and then sharing what works for me as well, and then duplicating that, sharing that with others as well.
That's
um
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. So if we should sum up that answer, we should say that life is like a classroom. Every day is a different lesson, right? A learning lesson.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And then the more you there's I know there's a term there, but the feeling that the more you learn, the more you realize there's so much more to learn. Like
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I feel like I'm a beginner again. Like, I think that's a pretty normal
Mm.
feeling, especially when you're always hunger for learning and for
But
sharing that with others, right?
with you, right? Being the coach, you have
Mm-hmm.
1,000 branches out there,
Mm-hmm.
1,000 people. So everybody has your knowledge alone, but you're having 1,000 different knowledge instilled in you. The,
Um,
like people sharing their ideas with you, their
Yes,
opinions,
yes,
their thoughts,
exactly.
their, you
Yes.
know,
And, these people, they have their own mentors and coaches as well, but they're part of a huge team that I'm a part of as well, that I lead. And I'm just so grateful as well to other coaches that I don't really feel the I'm not just the only one responsible, like teaching or mentoring all these, wonderful individuals from all over the world, but we are all our own individual business owners. But it's really, what's beautiful is that we know that we're a part of something bigger. Like, hey, I'm not alone here.
right?
These people are also experiencing this journey, like both the challenges, the ups and downs. Like, oh, okay, it's not just me, right? Because especially for example, if you're a traditional business owner,
Mm-hmm.
having your own brick and mortar business, it can get lonely at times because you're just by yourself doing these things, right? But if here there's a part of the community, and that's what I'm also grateful for.
Yes, community. Anything with a community is awesome.
Yes.
So your third question is, what strategies do you attribute your financial success to? And
Mm-hmm.
what advice can you share with your audience? What are some essential skills or qualities someone need to excel in digital marketing? And what are some common mistakes newcomers like me to digital marketing make, and how can they avoid them? How do you stay updated with the latest industry trends and developments?
Okay.
That's a
Thank you.
loaded question.
Yes. So first is strategies. Um, to your financial success. I think with anything, being like mindset first is everything. Like, you can learn all the skills, the strategies, doing social media marketing, posting, going live. I didn't know how to go live before. And, we all learn, right? Um, so mindset is really important. You can all learn the skills, but if your mindset is not in its in its proper place, you wouldn't be able to apply those skills. And as Tony Robbins would say, with anything, maybe business, your career, or any endeavor that you have, or a hobby that you're pursuing. It's always psychology 80%, the skills and strategies 20%. So that
Mhm.
means your mindset, like your faith, your belief, not just spiritual, but believe also in yourself that you can do it. Believe that there's abundance everywhere, and whatever you put your mind into, you can also you can make it happen. Like, of course, couple it with a strong faith, your prayer, and then doing the work, like actually applying. Like, you can just pray and not do anything, right? You're having extra unwavering faith and extraordinary effort and being consistent, like day in day out, regardless of how you feel. I always thought that early on in the business, I would hear quote like, you have to work your on your business, consider what's
As
it.
if it's your job.
Yeah, no, no. At first, I was hearing like, do your business, treat your business like a business, because it's a
Mhm.
business. It is a
Yeah.
business. But then what really, which is, true. But another, like an opposite of that, actually, it made a bigger impact on me. And when I heard this, like, treat your business like a job until it pays you like a business. And I was taken aback.
Perfect
I was
sense.
like, it made sense because when we have most of us, like including me, like when we're growing up, we were accustomed, we were basically groomed to like study hard, get good grades, climb the corporate ladder, retire when you're 60, 65. Hopefully, you're still healthy to enjoy retirement by then. And maybe the more accolades that you get, the more titles that after your name, and the bigger your paycheck, right? So we are accustomed to that. So when when uh, when we go to our job, like we can just skip a job if we're sometimes even we're feeling sick, we still go to our job because we can't take like we can't
Yeah.
get approved,
You
right?
have
So
to meet that. Yes.
we don't usually skip our job, and whatever you're feeling, even if you're feeling not good with your coworkers, unfortunately,
If you're sick, if you're sick, you can
if
skip
you're
the Sunday
sick,
at the church,
right,
right?
you
But you
cannot
can't
just
you can't
go.
skip at work.
Exactly. I like, okay, I'm not feeling good. I'll just skip. No, you might get fired. Like if you keep on doing that, right? So if
Absolutely.
having that mindset in your business, like regardless, like keeping like posting and doing your ads, sharing value to your audience, entertaining them. Entertaining is all you also value,
Yeah.
being consistent every day, regardless of how you feel. Because sometimes, especially when you're starting a business, like you feel lost at times, you feel overwhelmed, like with all the learning curves, right?
Yeah.
I was like that too at the beginning. It's like I overthink like things. Like, do I post this? How do I post? Like, oh my gosh, like what would other people think? Like, what is Katrina doing online? Why is she posting this? Why is she posting too much? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
But the last time I checked, opinions did not pay the bills. So
Absolutely not.
being consistent and working in your mindset, I think that's a huge strategy, not just with financial, but in any aspects of life. And the second one is there essential skills or qualities someone needs to excel in digital marketing. Generally speaking, you don't need like special skills. You don't need to have background in social media marketing. Like both of us, we don't have any background coming into this. I believe it or not, I just post like once, twice a month on my personal Facebook account before starting the business because
Uh-huh.
I was like, I'm not the type of, I'm always overthinking when I say, oh, I don't like to post this because my friends or families might think I'm bragging. Like, like we overthink things, right? And I think I'm not alone. I think a lot of people
Like, we all think that way.
relate to that, right? And
Yeah.
so, but I think one of the key qualities is, you're willing to learn,
Yeah.
because there will be challenges. I'm not going to say it's just going to be, oh, it's going to be smooth sailing. Today is your day one. And then, tomorrow you'll earn this or next week you'll earn this. No, I'm not going to promise that. Like, there are no guarantees when it comes to any businesses, whether it's online or offline, right?
Right.
So you have to have um, the hunger for learning. I think that is really key because when you have that, when you're willing, when you have an open mind to learn new things, then you can do it.
Yeah.
And always go back to your why. Because if you don't have the why, like, why am I doing this? Why am I posting anyway? Like, if you don't have like that, you
I
know,
ask myself that all the time.
yeah, right. Like, why am I doing this anyway? Why am I doing this Go Live anyway? Like, who would be listening? Like, when I first did my Go Live, there's like it's crickets. Like, when I was posting, it's crickets. Like, maybe just my mentor and coach would be would be liking my post. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think this is for me. That crossed my mind sometimes. Also, when I was starting out, um, and if anybody is feeling that, I feel you because we've been there as well. Like in any, whenever you're starting out on something, like not just businesses, right? So I think that's crucial. And then common mistakes newcomers, like new business owners in digital marketing, how to avoid them. I think one of the common challenges that they face is that when they first, so when they're here already, and then I would say really one of the biggest hindrance for newcomers is really the mindset,
Hmm.
because a lot of people, of course, I'm not going to say like all my business partners like are 100% successful, like thriving and then earning what they want, right? A lot of people, some people are just starting out and they're
Right.
still finding their way, their voice in the digital marketing space. um, One of the common challenges is that when they feel like, oh, I feel like overwhelmed, I think this is not for me. It all boils down to the mindset.
Yeah.
And when that, it happens, that's normal. You have
Right.
to acknowledge that because we're human beings. Like,
Yeah. At the end of the day,
get
yeah.
to that emotions, and then we have all tons of things going on. Not just this, we have our families, we have our work issues, family issues, like our mental health is affected. There's so many things going on, and we tend to compare our journey as well with other businesses, and questioning our capabilities. Is this even for me? Can I do this? Because I was like that too in the beginning. I was like, I know, kind of know who my batchmates were, and then
Mhm.
they're like, oh my gosh, she's already done this, she's already doing this, or she already achieved this. Like, oh my gosh, I feel like so left out. So I was like that. So I was hard on myself.
That's the feeling I hate the most.
Exactly, right? So I also felt that way. It's like, oh my gosh, did I do something wrong? Like, all
Yeah.
those negative thoughts. But then I told myself, like, you know what? I don't know what's going on her end. I don't know the effort this person is putting out. So maybe I just use that. From then on, I use that as an inspiration. I was like, now I'm looking at things like when someone's ahead or when someone has achieved already what I wanted to achieve. I would be like, oh, that's great. Like, that means that's possible. Like, this person already paved the way, right? So that
Mhm.
means it's doable. So I can also be there, right? It's just a
Right.
matter of time. So that's how I look at it right now. But, to be honest, every now and then I would also feel like, oh, oh, she did that. Like, okay, I would catch myself like, okay, Katrina, use this as an inspiration. Don't get jealous. Use this as an inspiration, right? So yes, again, mindset is the number one. And some people are also saying, "Oh, Katrina, I just don't have the time. I'm busy at work." Like, our question here: Can I do this business while I'm still employed? Like, you are on your you're still employed, and
Mm-hmm.
I was still employed when I got started. I think 90-80% of the people who are starting this business are still employed when they get started it
Yeah,
until.
we need those people because they're the ones who can join this business.
Yeah, and then also because uh when they are so that's one of the challenges, like how can I do this, like I'm busy with my family, with my job. The thing is, it's this is as long as you can like any businesses, you have to build the foundation. So what I personally recommend is spending at least an hour, 2 hours to 3 hours of your day. You don't need like to set 3 hours like this, but
Right.
uh, like 30 minutes now after work, dinner, or during lunch break. When I was employed, I would lunch breaks and washroom breaks became more exciting. So I just, and then when it's lunch break, I would just eat fast. Sometimes I would veer away from the crowd, like in a corner, so I can eat fast and then work on my business. So that's how I do it. And when the kids were asleep, and I would work on my business. So time, if you really want it, you'll make time for it. You'll
You work hard in silence, and then your success will be known, right?
There you go.
And if I
Exactly.
should summarize all your answers there on that question, I would say for newbies like me and more coming in the future, attitude is a key word there. A
Yes.
bad attitude is like a punctured car tire. It'll take you nowhere, guys.
Oh, I like that. I love that
So
uh,
don't have
analogy.
that mindset of attitude, right?
Yeah, it can keep like rolling, rolling, but it's not getting anywhere.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And it's
Yeah.
going to be hard. Hello, April. Hello, hello. Thanks for tuning in, Dormy. Hey, Annalisa. Oh, we have somebody from Japan. Hi, Anmai. Hello, Edna. Thank you guys for tuning in. Awesome.
Yes.
And
You guys are tuning in. That's I am Patricia Peters from New York, and I have my coach over there.
yes, thank you guys for tuning in. And I think you have
Yes,
another.
I have one question, but a surprise one
Oh,
after the
sorry.
first one.
Sorry, Pat. I think I forgot to answer. How do you stay updated with the latest industry trends and
Yes, and
developments?
developments. Yeah.
That's a good one, and we have to be, updated so we can, because social media, it changes like every so often. Like what are good right now, like reels are big, things like that. How do we create or craft our winning ads, because that's the main
Right.
thing that we do,
It's like
right?
if you work at a fast food restaurant, they change the menu all the time, right?
There you go. So you
If you
have
work at the
to.
bank, they change the learning curves all the time. So everywhere you go, the learning changes. So you have to be ready to with an open mindset to for change. And change is tough. Change is hard. It's
Yeah,
difficult.
especially if you've been like doing things on a certain way, and then all of a sudden you have to. Yeah, so I just keep an open mind, like whenever I see something new on my feed, like okay, this is different. So I also look for other trainings, like
Mhm.
especially personal development, and then also like skill strategy wise, like what's working. Like, and I also talk to Meta, like I am they have a dedicated Meta Marketing Pro. So I heavily advertise on Facebook right now, Instagram. So they tell me like what are the updates, what could work. So I
I
tested my
I
so
am experiencing the same thing too with them. They've been my new friend.
testing. Right, right. So yeah, that's how we learn. So
Yeah.
we can get updated with the trends, with the social media, and that's also something that we can share with our audience, with our business partners. So yeah.
Right. So what you think was your final question is not. So what parting advice or wisdom would you like to share with your audience, especially
Mhm.
those just starting their digital marketing journey, like me?
Mhm. It's also like talking to myself. If I would be able to talk to myself like from 5 years ago, like as a new
Mm-hmm.
business owner, I would say just keep going. You have to, at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, why are you doing this? You always go back to your why, because there will be tough times. There's like ebbs and flows. I recently have this. Oh, I was listening to who's that? Rick Warren, the author of The Purpose Driven Life. So I was
Yep.
listening to him on YouTube, because and he gave a very good analogy. So in anything, also in the business, my mentors, coaches would always say, "Oh, there are ebbs and flows in the business. It's not always like, oh, you're on the top. There are challenges as well. So you have to be able to ride the waves like that." But Rick Warren, he actually, sorry for the timer. So he actually mentioned you can actually look at life like a railroad track. You know, there are two ways. One is like there are things like the challenges or yeah, the challenges in life, but at the same time, on the other side, happening simultaneously is that there would always be good times that's happening, right? So you should always be able to look at that positive side, although there's like challenges along the way. And I was like, oh, that's actually good. It's not really like when you're down, like everything is negative, like everything is down.
Right, right,
There
right.
will always be something positive in any situation that you are in. So if you're new in the business and you feel like, oh, I'm stuck. Oh my goodness, how do I do this? This is like too technical for me, especially
Right.
for people who feel like they're non-tech savvy. I didn't know how I up to now I don't know how to create a website. Like I'm grateful we have a funnel builder team on our end, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you ask yourself, why am I doing this? What's my goal? What's the bigger picture? Always keep that in your mind because if
Right.
you have that, the little things, the mundane things that are challenging for you, you'll just you'll swift through it, you'll creep through it because you know there's a bigger purpose. It's not just to post something, it's not just to go live just for the sake of going live, it's not just to um put a nice photo there. Like, why am I even bothering to take a photo or a video or put a reel or put a motivational quote in there, right? Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like those little things, they stack up. Like, believe me, when I was beginning, when I say crickets, like literally crickets, right? That's why I know the feeling, and I've went through that. I would tell my newbie self, like, just keep on going. You know, there's a bigger purpose to this, and then along the way, I think also part of your question that I forgot to answer earlier is that um, I when I learned that one of my mentees actually they have two, three, two now that they were able to my business partners who were able to quit their job, like they're both nurses, like
Mhm.
healthcare, we know that they get paid like pretty good amount, right?
Yeah.
But they're trading time for money. So when they were able to quit their jobs, like their nursing jobs, and
Hmm.
this full time, and they have little kids like me, I was like, okay, now this is not just about me. This is now, yes, I'm able to help my own family, but at the same time, I'm helping other parents like me do the same.
Right, right.
Like I feel like, okay, Lord, thank you if if that's also part of my mission right now, apart from giving him all the glory and everything that I do, is I think that you're able to thrive, not just when you're out of survival mode, you're able to thrive and you're able to help more because you have more to give. Your cups are full. When there's overflow, you tend to give out more, not just financially, but with time, understanding, and not just for my own family, but also my business partner. So I think that's really um, something that I can share for them.
Very good. So, this is your final question for tonight.
Mhm.
And as a mother of three boys, how do you balance your personal and professional life? And what advice do you have for other working parents?
Yeah, they said there's really no such thing as balance. I don't know. I don't know as well, but I think it's just a matter of perspective. Time blocking really helps. Like when um, I can say I am a workaholic. My husband knows that, and I think a lot of us can relate with that. Uh, so like yeah, time blocking helps. Usually the morning, that's family things. I help my husband with the household stuff, readying, preparing kids for school, summer camp, things like that. And usually my own personal working time, like my focus on the business, is between like 10, 11 to 2 p.m. 10 in the morning to 2 p.m. That's like my really head down work, focused work. If there's no travels and all, if I'm just at home, and then during the latter afternoon, I would address questions from my business partners. I would do Zooms, like lighter work, like more on like the business creations is in the morning, business management is at night. I learned that from Atomic Habits. You have to put in systems, especially when you're your own business owner. You're you should be more accountable for yourself. Remember, you have to treat this as a job at first until it pays
Right.
you the business. When I was able to quit my job 19 months into the business because of this, I was in honeymoon mode, meaning, oh, I can wake up anytime. This feels good. I think the first 3 months I was like that, like, oh my gosh, I can go anywhere. I can sleep anytime, right? But then after that, I think that's my honeymoon stage after quitting my job. But after that, I realized, like, oh my gosh, if I keep on doing that, I won't get the results that I have because I'm still on the building phase, right?
Yeah.
So I have to like set time, like, okay, 10 to this, I can set my own hours. I can work from anywhere. But for me, it helps me to be more focused and organized. There's a structure to it when I put like time blocks. Okay, for this hour, this is what I'll do, da, da, da. And then towards the afternoon, pick up the kids, dinner, and then after dinner, I would do like go back to a bit of work, 2 to 3 hours. Of course, I can do more hours right now because this is the only thing that I do right
Right.
now.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you guys should also have that, right? I'm just sharing my typical day. But of course, when I travel, it's different. But it's like inserting work, answering messages here and there. Um, yeah, so that's how I'm able to kind of quote unquote balance, or kind of manage my time,
Right.
manage my energy. There you go. I forgot who said that, but this personal development coach mentioned that you can't really manage time because we all have 24 hours in a day. But
Yeah.
what you can manage is your energy. Like, how
Mhm.
are you putting your
And,
activities?
and that energy
Yes,
comes up
exactly.
all
Yes,
in mindset, right?
yes, correct.
Because
And I learned this from his name. I forgot the author. 10x, 10x, 10x. Here, I'll just do a quick search here because this is a really good one. 10x author. Grant Cardone. There you go. I think that's Grant Cardone, the 10x rule. I think I learned it from him. But anyway, the thought is like putting mini days. I don't think that's Grant Cardone, sorry. But the concept of mini days. So for him, he would have three days in one day. Like 6 to 12 is one day, 12 to 6 is another day, and then 6 to another 12 is like the third day. So he can like put in a lot of work. So it could be like leisure is like the 6 to 12, like the morning time, but like the next two mini days is like work, work, work. And then, I think
yeah.
it's really a matter of like putting things into perspective, how you'd like to manage your energy. Because yeah, how we all have 24 hours in a day. What matters is like how you do things, what you do
Right.
in those 24 hours, right? So yeah.
So if I should sum up all of the conversation we have today, and as a newcomer and want to let the other newcomers who are coming in or here for a few months or a few weeks,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say that this journey is your mountain climb. And every mountain you climb, you're going to feel tired and worn out and exhausted. Climbing a mountain is tough, it's difficult. But my advice is don't give up because I'm climbing this mountain too. And the end result thereof is when you reach that mountaintop, the view above is beautiful below. And that is when you're going to reach your 6A 2, and that is your beauty. That's the beautiful valley you see below from the mountain view, right? So no matter how tough the mountain is, no matter how hard the climb is, the end result is going to be superb.
Yes,
All
absolutely.
right.
And also like that's beautifully put. And also just enjoying the journey along the way itself, right?
Yeah.
Um yes, we initially we're focused on like how much I can earn, like that. That's really important because we started the business to earn, right? But along the way, when you also enjoy the journey, like, okay, this learning, this go live things that I post. Oh, I discovered this. Oh, I could push this button, and this is what will happen. During that, like the journey is also the destination.
Fascinating. Yep. Yep.
Yes. So when you have that mindset, like, okay, I will be happy only if I achieve that income, only
Right.
if I achieve this milestone, right? But if you are always like that, it'll be hard for you to savor what's in here. Like you're here, okay, I'll enjoy this, and I'm learning this, so this is good. So when you're on your destiny, like your goal, one of your goals, then it will be more beautiful, right?
Right.
So I think that's beautiful. But thanks,
Yes.
Pat, for having me here. And
Yeah.
also, I just want to add, for those of you wondering, okay, Katrina, you've mentioned a lot. So what has this business done to you? For those of you, tuning in for the first time, hearing us for the first time, because of this business, I was able to quit my 9 to 5, like what I mentioned earlier. 19 months into the business, my last job was an admin assistant at an investment firm here in Canada. I was just thinking of something like earning a few thousands of dollars, but I've even exceeded one of my boss's income, and I'm like, I respect them, and we're still in good terms. But they said, "Oh no, Katrina, how much are you making?" So I told them, and I kind of like lower it down because I'm kind of shy because that I already surpassed his income, and he was like, "Oh, Katrina, that's crazy. Like we love having you work with us, but we cannot surpass
Yeah.
that, cannot give you that
Right.
amount. So
Yeah.
you do what you do at the end of the day, right? And being able to move to a new place here in downtown Toronto, sponsor my parents to live with us here in Canada, you know send our eldest to a private school here in Toronto, and giving more to our church family. And surprisingly, I'm able now to help like a lot of that's, I think, a huge bonus, being able to help other parents, like working parents like me, to do those things as well. And I'm so grateful. So there you go.
And the reason why I become a digital business owner is when my daughter, she's in pharmacy school, and she said her car broke down, and I had to take out $4,500 to pay
Oh
for
my
her car,
gosh.
right? And I lied down on my bed, and I was thinking, what if I die tomorrow? What will happen to my children? I know they'll have the life insurance, but that too will finish one day.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking outside of the box. What can I do to make their life better? I didn't want to do anything for me. I'm okay, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they are the person, the girls are the people who has driven me to this platform. So I want to help them. I want them to have a better future than I have.
And I want to recognize that, like, most of us, we have that never again moment. Like, we have that turning point. But for some, it's also um, like one after the other situation. And that for you, that's like, okay, what? Like, that's your tipping point, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Good. I'm comfortable. I'm being paid good. Like I have a comfortable life, but
right,
maybe there's more here. How can I help more, right? And
exactly.
those are the little moments that turn into, like, when you look back, it's actually a huge turning point for us to do something different, right? So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, and for the folks who are listening out there, if this all resonates what Katrina and I mentioned, and with all the talks we've had, and you too want to change your life, you too want to have a turning point, you too want to enjoy a fulfilled life, um, why not take a leap of faith with us? We're extending an invitation out to you. This platform can make your dreams come true, and your dreams into realities. So if this all, if you take a little bit of it and you want to make a change in your life, this is your moment, this is your time, this is your day. You too can live a fulfilled life. You can experience what Katrina is experiencing, and you too can experience what I am going to experience in the future. So, with that being said, you can reach out to her. Her website is on the screen, and mine is on the screen. And she's my coach. Will be your mentor, and we can help you become online digital business owners.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much, Pat. And um, I want to give kudos to you. I know this is your first go live. You did awesome.
Yeah.
And we all have learning stages, right? And being able to share that knowledge as well to others, I think that's what we are also proud of, apart of course from the financial success that's also possible for everybody here. And mind you, Patricia is when it comes to setting up her business. There are, challenges when it comes to the tech side, but she is, rocking it. Like, and I love when he said, like, Katrina, you know what? As soon as like I get, I was able to wrap my head around this, I know I'm gonna, make it big here as well. And that's the kind of mindset that we're looking for here. You don't need
Yeah,
like
you have to have that mountaintop
have to
view.
have that. Yeah, and that is what really will propel you to move forward. You'll hang on to that. That will be your springboard to keep moving
Yeah.
forward. So yeah,
Boils it all down. Confession is possession. What we say will happen. So
yes,
if we confess
exactly.
positive things, it'll follow us.
Yes. So thank you so much, Edna, Elizabeth,
Thank you. Thank you.
Miriam, Kem from Japan. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you again on another episode of this, and also on Patricia's business page. So that's her website. Feel free to ask us questions, reach out to us, reach out to Pat, and we'll fill you in. And, even if you're remotely interested, like, what are these ladies talking about? Right? I think that's a sign. That's a sign that you have to take action in something. You'll never know until we would never know had we not tried. That's why we're here on the
Absolutely.
other side.
Yes.
And we are excited to welcome you on the other side. So you can watch a free info session. We have live sessions every Tuesdays. And what day is it? Oh, it's Tuesdays. There's actually live one happening. Actually, now it's 8:12, so there's live webinar. If you register on Patricia's website, any of our website, you will see an immediate replay, so you can watch that. So you don't need to watch the live session. There will be a panel who will also share not just the overview, but also their story, so you can listen and maybe resonate with their stories as well. That will just give you an overview. If you want to move forward, there's an info package. I know a lot of you are curious, what's the fee? The webinar is free, but after that, if you're really interested, there's a $149 info package, which is refundable within 30 days. So you
Yes.
30 days to check it out if it's a good fit for you or not. If you're looking for a business which doesn't like have any startup costs, I'm sorry, this is not that business. Like any businesses, any legit businesses, yes, there are startup costs involved, but the webinar is free for you to check it out, and you'll know more details as you move along the way. It's like watching a movie. Of course, you're not going to go to the ending at the beginning, right? So there you have it. Thank you so much again, Patricia. Thank you for
And
having me here.
thank you.
It's
Thank you,
longer
Katrina. I
than
really
expected.
appreciate it. Yeah.
I talk a lot, but I hope you guys found value here. And thank you. We'll see you again next time. Okay, bye for now.
Bye.
There you have it.